All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. This time we're going to be doing another intro to another card game video. This time it's going to be Alpha Clash. So I've been seeing this pop up in my recommended, and it looks pretty cool. So we're going to we're going to try to get right into it here. This is a much shorter video, or not much shorter. It seems like the average intro to a card game video time that I've seen so far has been between 5 and 10 minutes. So this one's only 3 minutes, but you know, it's a little, shorter, more concise. So I have not played this card. I'm pretty sure it's a very new game, still in the works. I don't think it's been released yet, and it's it does look promising from what I've seen as far as like the art goes and the style of the game. But let's go ahead and get right into this and kind of see the intro, and then we'll talk about it from there. Let me mute the lo-fi. Okay, so the lo-fi is off. Let's go ahead and restart this here. Make sure the volume's not too high. Brace yourself. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay. Very cool looking art I noticed in this game. Okay. We might go back and read those.
Learn the basics of the Alpha Clash trading card game.
Okay. All right, so it looks like we got the board here. Top left, we'll start there with Contender, Clash Zone, Clash Ground. That sounds like a terrain, an aura style thing. Accessory Zone, your deck, your Resource Zone, and Oblivion, which I guess is like a graveyard. So from what I've seen of it, I'm assuming the Contender is like basically like your leader or your hero, which, for all these videos that I've been watching, this is the way to go, having the leader. But let's hear what they say real quick, and we'll comment more on it as we go.
Choose your contender to lead the battle.
Right, so choose your contender to lead the battle.
These cards are your representative on the battlefield. Players can build decks using different strategies to synergize gameplay.
Okay, so here's a card. I'm just gonna read through this real quick. Contender 30 at the top. I'm assuming that's like their life. Yeah, because we got attack and defense down here at the bottom left. Clash cards you control get +0, +1. Okay, and it says 30 by it. And I have seen a few games of people play testing this. From what I've seen, that number 30 and the number 10 basically shows the ability you have at that life, but it's once you've hit it, so for example, you're at 30 life to start, so you have that to start, but you don't lose it when you go to the next one. So for example, this character is going to start with 30 life, and he's going to immediately have access to his first ability, which is Clash cards you control get +0, +1, and I think it's Alpha Clash cards, like that little alpha symbol, just like at the bottom right. It's like specific cards are going to get +0, +1, so they're going to get one extra defense. But then as you lose life, your contender, your leader is getting, he's getting beat up, so more is at stake. Like, oh no, I'm about to lose. So I guess they tap into their deepest powers, so to speak, right? And once per turn during your primary phase, you may engage this card. If you do, target opponent discards one card. So it looks like there's a typo there. Once per turn during your primary phase, you may engage this card. I think it's you may engage this card. If you do, target opponent discards one card. I'm assuming engage means like to tap, like to attack, to activate. That's the whole idea there. And if you do, target opponent discards one card, or maybe it means something else entirely. I don't know a lot about the game. We're kind of learning this one together, guys. So bear with me. If you know, please comment in the comment section below, and just give us a heads up, tell us what's going on. But I do like that ability. So I've said it before in other videos. I think the future of card games is having this leader ability, or having this leader represent you is a better way to say it. So it looks like, he starts with 30 life. He has this ability. And then as the game goes on and you're starting to lose life, you're starting to lose. Well, it's time to, how do you say it? It's clutch. It's clutch time. Like now we have to get serious and win this game. Okay, well now it's time to unlock our power, our most powerful ability, right? In that final ability. So very cool. Okay, only one attack and one defense. That's a little strange, but okay, let's keep going.
Such as contenders, affiliations, color, keyword names, and planets.
Okay, we've got the types down there and stuff.
Contender has a health threshold indicated in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
Each contender has 2 abilities that are unique to their playstyles.
Yep.
Abilities are unlocked by meeting specific health thresholds.
Okay, there, he said it, by meeting specific health thresholds. That's exactly it. Okay.
All contenders have a base attack and defense.
Okay.
Contenders can attack during your turn, and when they are involved in combat, they deal damage and receive damage.
So they deal and receive damage in combat. Okay.
The affiliation allows for synergistic strategies.
We got to check these names out. So we got the discarded. I'm going from left to right. Harbinger. That looks cool. That almost looks like some type of Anubis symbol or something. Looks really cool. Alpha Hunter. Not a big fan of that symbol. It looks kind of goofy. Alpha. So they have Alpha Hunters and Alphas. So, okay, do the math there, right? One's hunting them, I guess. Rogue. That looks cool. I do like the way that symbol looks. And then Progenitor. The progenitor symbol is just it looks like the Alpha and Omega symbol together. I could be wrong. I don't really know all the Greek letters or anything, but all these symbols look really, really cool to me, except Alpha Hunter. That looks, I don't know what it is. That just looks so goofy to me. What's with that helmet? I don't know. But anyway, very cool looking otherwise. Very cool. The discarded looks like a radioactive symbol. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna go back to hear what they say.
The affiliation allows for synergistic strategies and gameplay.
Okay, synergistic strategies and gameplay. Okay, so
a 50 card deck made up of different cards, such as clash cards.
So 50 card deck. That's a key note. We need to, you got to take note of that. See the contender in the top left. There's the leader. You got your clash deck, 50 card deck. So let's see what else they say.
Clash grounds.
Clash grounds. Wait a minute. I gotta pause that on time and read that.
Clash ground.
Got clash grounds here. So that goes in the top right. So let's see. I'm just going to read this first one, Detroit, or try to. I can't read it very well, but it looks like the very top part, it looks like there's like a tap symbol. Clash cards get +0, +1. So, okay, so these are like areas you're fighting in that buff you accordingly. Okay, very cool, very cool.
Action cards and accessories.
Action cards,
Players
accessories.
start the game with their contender on the field. Players then shuffle their decks and draw 8 cards.
8 cards. Okay, 8 cards, guys. 8 cards, very nice. I like that. Okay, I think they're going to talk about like the mulligan rule here.
Players can choose to mulligan by putting back any number of cards from their
So he
hand,
put 2 cards
shuffling
back.
their deck, and
So he put 2 cards back, shuffled his deck, drew 2 new cards, and you go from there. That's nice. There's like I like the selective mulligans where it's like, well, I like my hand, but 2 cards in here I wish were better, or 4 cards I wish were better. Well, okay, we'll just throw those 4 back or those 2 back, right? That seems pretty nice.
redrawing back up to 8 cards. Choose who goes first and begin to clash. Any card drawn from your deck can be used as a resource to play cards.
Okay, so resource zone. So the resources, you're just playing cards from your hand upside down. Not face down, but upside down, right? Like instead of right side up, how you would normally play any card, you're playing these upside down. Isn't this how Dragon Ball Super does it? Someone comment this or someone tell me in the comment section below if that's how they do it. I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this at all. In fact, I like the way that Lorcana deals with it, where you play the card face down, because it's somewhat distracting for someone like me. I do look. How do I say this? I have pretty good memory, but I'm very big on seeing it to knowing what it does, right? So whenever I see a card, I'm immediately making calculations in my mind of, okay, so there's that card. Playing this card like this, it's more for me to look at. I don't know. I just don't like it. I can't really explain. I shouldn't even try to make a specific reason why. I don't even know why. I just don't like it. I don't like seeing the card when it's not in play. I feel like that's going to lead to some confusion or something. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but let's keep going.
Clash cards.
Clash cards.
Clash cards are used to attack your opponent's contender and.
Okay, so we got this guy Plasma X or Plasmax. Looks like the cost is in the top right. Looks like he costs 5. Flight. This card can only be obstructed by clash cards with flight or interception. So obstructed, I guess, means like blocked. With flights by clash cards with flight, just like it has, or interception, and then it has a trigger on defeat or trigger defeat. Ready up to 2 cards in your resource zone. Okay, so it looks like if he gets knocked out or killed or trashed or whatever they're calling it in this game, you're going to get some cards. You're going to get some chance to use more resources. Yeah, see, I mean, you can even look in the background. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all tell me if it bothers you as much as it bothers me. Just seeing those cards tapped, I'm like, okay, this guy's got a full board. It's like, no, that's just the resources. And I can never stress this enough. I've been playing card games for a long time. I would learn to adapt to this. It just annoys me. It must be like a pet peeve or something. Anyway, back to this guy. 4/4. He seems pretty tanky for 5. Decent ability here. Let's see what else they say. I'm going to go back a little bit.
Defend clash cards. Clash cards are used to attack your opponent's contender and defend against incoming attacks. Clash cards can attack the turn they enter play.
Okay, they can attack the turn they enter play. Very nice. That's the second time I've seen that recently. What was the other game that was like that I was just reviewing? I think it was Grand Archive, that some of those cards could just attack the turn they play. I can't remember. I've been looking at so many games lately. All right, let's see what happens.
Clash grounds.
Clash grounds.
Clash ground.
All right, so Garfield Park Lagoon. Yeah, this one says class cards get +1/+0. It looks like the alpha cards do. Yeah, so these are all just kind of like buff cards. They're kind of like these just auras that are on. It looks like they're on your side of the field that just buff your characters.
Set the stage for where the fight takes place. Control the clash ground and gain advantage over your opponent.
Control the clash ground to gain an advantage over your opponent. Do you just like play a clash card to trash theirs to get advantage, or what?
Basic actions. Basic actions are played during.
Here comes the boom. 4 cost. Deal 5 damage to all clash cards. Wow. So that just kind of is board clear. 4 cost, Wrath of God, for the Magic players, right? But this is deal damage instead of just destroy all. So it does, certain clash cards, I guess, could potentially survive if they have more than 5 life.
One's primary phase and offer a variety of effects within the game. Quick actions. Quick actions are used to respond to your opponent's.
So just some instant actions here. Quick actions. Counter, attack, prevent all clash damage that would be dealt during this clash, then deal 2 damage to target contender. So you're just like bouncing the damage. You're deflecting, right? This is 3 costs by that. That's a pretty big counter.
Actions.
So they're swinging. He stops the damage that would come in, and we give them 2 damage to their contender instead.
Clash buff. Clash buffs are used to support your cards engaged in clash.
Okay, energy explosion. You may only play this card if your contender is red. Target contender or clash card you control gets +2/+2 until end turn. Then you may draw 1 card. Very nice.
Combat. Catch your opponents off guard by using a clash buff and increase your card's attack and defense power.
Okay, combat tricks.
Weapons.
Okay.
Weapons can bolster a clash card's attack and defense power.
Ah,
Weapons.
1 second.
Weapons can bolster a clash card's attack and defense.
So Moxie's light power armor, 3 costed. It says attach, pay 2. So I'm assuming these stay around. And maybe that's what the accessory zone's for all these accessories you might be putting in. But it says attach for 2. Attached clash card gets +2/+2 and flight. This card can only be attached to those Alpha Hunter clash cards. Okay.
Defense power, grant unique abilities, and more. Gain a tactical advantage and gain the upper hand. Traps.
Got some traps.
Catch your opponents by surprise by using traps.
Okay, Magnate's Trap, pay 2, counter, attack, send target attacking clash card with an initial resource cost of 2 or less to oblivion, so I guess destroy it. Then that card's controller discards 1 card. So you're countering their attack by sending that attacking clash card as long as its initial resource cost is 2 or less to oblivion. Okay.
Which are powerful answers to your opponent's actions. Clash until one contender remains.
Okay, overall, I do think the game seems pretty cool. I have, like I said, I have watched a few playtesting videos on it. I'm still learning a lot about it. I'm just going to speak on some things, some pros and cons real quick. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to, just... Oh, here we go. Perfect. Just going backwards to get to this. I don't like resources played upside down like this. I want them to be face down. So that way you're just looking at the back of your cards, and that way you can actually play, how do I say this? I don't really know how to put it. That way it looks cleaner to me. They look more uniform. It's probably just an aesthetic thing. I just personally don't like that. I don't know how else to say it. I like, just to use other examples, like with One Piece. I like having all my Dawn, even though all my Dawn don't match, they're all in the Dawn format of a card. You know what I mean? I might have like a red and black one, a white and black one, a specific one, but they all have that exact same Dawn border, even though the picture might be totally different. But in this case, you're playing your card upside down. Whew. Players who experience a little bit of OCD, ADD, whatever it is, like I do, where like you want things like, okay, I'm very meticulous about my card placement. When I put everything down, everything is stacked in certain ways, and it's like very neatly done, and it helps me keep things in order and like do math. It just, I can't explain it. It puts me in a comfort zone. And a game like this, I can't even start the game in a comfort zone because of this. Like I'm immediately out of my element. Turning my card. Think about it. So I take my card in my hand and I turn it upside down and play it. Oof, gosh. I'm sorry, guys. A lot of people probably don't care at all. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I just can't get over that. That's crazy to me. It's one of the reasons I don't play Dragon Ball Super. Like, this is one of the reasons alone I can't play Dragon Ball Super. My mind just functions in a certain way, and when I see this, I'm tilted immediately. Okay. I really like drawing 8 cards to start, because this is a 50 card deck, which seems to be like the new. I do see. Okay, I'm just going to talk about some things I like in card games, and also notice how there's, you can see the leader at the top left. I love the fact that there's a leader, that he has his own abilities. He's the guy that's fighting in the deck. I like that it's a 50 card deck. I believe it's four of each card in a deck maximum. 4 of the same card, obviously. I think you can mix 2 colors together. I'm not sure about that. And I think from the playtesting I saw, I believe you can have up to 2 colors together. And if you want to play a card, let me see if it lets me zoom in on a card. Okay, so look at this guy Plasmax in the middle here. Let me go. Hang on one second. So do you see how he costs 5 and there's 2 blue diamonds under him? So in order to play this card in a deck that's not mono blue or whatever, like if you say you're playing red and blue or green and blue or something, you have to have at least 2 resources that are blue, and then the other 3 can be the other color. But you have to have at least 2 resources in order to play this card. So when we're looking at cards, and you can see it under each one. But anyway, let me hang on. Let me hit play for a second.
Their decks and draw 8 cards.
So again, back to drawing 8 cards. Big fan of that. Big fan of the leader. I like the board setup seems very clear. I'm also a big fan of the accessories. I do like how it seems like the accessories just kind of stay around. Let me see, buff cards. Was this it? Weapons, yeah. So let me hit play for a second. Let's kind of look at these. Oh, sweet. I like that far right one. Clarity's 1911. That's for those who don't know, that's a pistol, you know, really cool looking old school pistol from 1911. That's why it's called that. Moxie's sidearm. That one kind of looks like a Desert Eagle or something. Moxie's light power armor. Interesting. Weber's binoculars and energy shield. That one looks really cool, especially with the special little graphics around it. And like I said, you see how these all have attached costs? I believe these stay in play. I'm pretty sure they stay in play even if your character goes down. So that's really cool. That's really good. You want to have, you know, cards that don't directly contribute to you attacking your opponent. You at least want them to have some type of value. And these, it looks like these cards just generate value nonstop. So that seems really good. Traps. This was interesting. Let me go back and play it real quick. I want to see if I can read some of them.
Catch your opponent's...
Okay, you got some counterplay stuff here. These are all really low costed. Let me read this blue one. Streak, absorbing blow, counter attack, target attacking clash targets -2/-1. Okay, spiritual defense. It looks like a -1/-1 down there. I can't read the whole thing though. The font is very hard for me to read, guys. I'm sorry if it's like totally unreadable for y'all watching on YouTube. But yeah, the trap idea, I did watch playtesting. Like I said, I was not a huge fan of this. This is very Yu-Gi-Oh-esque, in my opinion. I'd rather these just be instant for one. Like, why do I have to? You have to. Okay, again, this was in the playtesting I watched, which I believe was on the Covenant channel, a really cool YouTube channel here that covers card games, they usually do a pretty good job. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, you play these traps face down, which explains why, you know, they have to have the one cards face up, you know, your resource cards. You play the trap face down, and then you can activate it if it meets the, you know, the counter. Like, you can play the counter when the conditions are met for the counter. I just don't like it. I'd rather just... Why can't you just play it from your hand? Why does it have to be down? I don't really understand the logic in that. But yeah, the art... I love the art on this game. And I know some of this is like graphically enhanced. I get that. But you know, like I said, I have seen some of the cards and they look incredible. The art's really cool. We got all kinds of craziness going on here. What are these? These are... quick actions. Okay, so we got some quick actions here. Again, I can barely read it, guys. The font's too small. But I'll try to wrap up my final thoughts here. Okay, I'm going to leave. This is perfect. So I really like the layout here. Very basic. You know, you got the leader up top there at the left. Clash grounds on the far top right. Trash down at the bottom right, the deck in the middle. I'm cool with that. The zones, I like how big these zones are. I'm just gonna, and I love drawing 8 cards. I love the accessories, how that all works. But I'm just gonna give my 3 like biggest pet peeves or my 3 biggest issues with this game so far. And they're not game breaking. Like, I still want to give this game a try. I still want to play this game and, like, you know, see who wants to, you know, see how it goes, right? Just see how it goes. But there's like 3 major things. Number 1 is the resource zone. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of how that resource zone interaction is. And then piggybacking directly off of that, or segueing directly into the next problem, is this trap card idea. I would just rather use it as a quick action. You know, I just don't like it. I mean, or unless there's like some special way to do that, you know. The resource zone, that's an easy fix for me. Just let us play it face down. The trap cards, easy fix for me. Just change them into quick actions, or have traps be something totally special, right? Where I don't know. I'm not going to try to make a game for somebody, right? I'm not the game designer here. I wouldn't mind being a game designer one day, but I'm not the game designer in this project here. So I don't know the exact fix, but I'd rather them just be quick actions, right? I'd rather them just be very specific actions that can be used in response to what people are doing. And then last but not least, with the leaders, let me go back to these guys. Hang on. Sorry, guys. okay, yeah, these contenders, these leaders, these heroes. I've mentioned this in a comment too on one of the videos that I watched on a playtest. I don't like that they only have one attack. I just I can't explain why. I just don't like that. I think I had the same gripe with when I was doing the tutorial video for how to play Flesh and Blood. A lot of times you get some of these weapons that the heroes get in that game, where it's like this incredibly cool looking samurai sword, and it does 1 damage, right? It's like, well, and I get it. There's certain things it combos with, but how does it only do 1 damage? I don't get, stuff like that. Well, in this case, we've got this contender. These are, they look like superheroes, right? They look like they're big, these guys are definitely some type of superhero vibe, because look at the hand on the girl here, Clarity. She's like channeling some type of fireball or orb or something. The guy Magnate, it says awakened, and he's got this green stuff pulsing from him. So like these guys clearly have some type of superpowers going on, and they do 1 damage. And I get it, with the clash cards, so look at Torque over here on the far left. One of the clash cards looked just like him. Let's see if they actually show it. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back. Right. Dang, that Kagan, the dragon guy, looks really cool. But notice how these are just totally different cards. See, that's Flare on the left. That's Lyn, Plasmax, or Plasma X, however he's going to say his name. Kagan the dragon, Moxie. These are clash cards, but they're not even our leader. In fact, they're just stronger than our leader, whoever these people are, right? Let me go. Basic. Here's one. So that looks like Torque. That middle one. Oh yeah, and Clarity. They all kind of look like who they are. Magnate. No, I don't know about the far left and far right one, but the 3 middle ones. Clairvoyance looks like the girl Clarity. Here Comes the Boom looks like the guy Torque. Sinister Assistance looks like the guy Magnate. So I get how they're doing these abilities, they're clashing with them or using these basic actions, but I don't like how, and I'm not saying that the leaders should do all of this crazy damage or anything like that. I just think they should do more. And maybe I'm spoiled from playing, hang on, I'm going to hit play. Maybe I'm spoiled from playing games like One Piece, where your leader hits for 5K. You know what I mean? So these, because here's my issue with it, and I mentioned it in the comment that I was referring to earlier that I made in a video that was doing playtesting on this game. It seems like as the game goes on, your contender is just going to seem insanely weak when your opponent is dropping down monsters that are 5/5s or something and big or whatever, where oh, do you want to hit him for 1? Because he hits you back, by the way. In this game, one thing I noticed is if your leader were to attack let's just say some random character, or, excuse me, a random clash card, because clash cards are kind of like the monsters in this deck. They stick around. Let me go to one real quick. Yeah, hang on, I got to play for a second.
Clash cards are you.
So notice how they have attack and defense just like the leader does, or the contender rather. So they kind of stick around and do damage. Look at this guy Kagan the dragon, or Kagan the dragon. Dude's a 6-cost 5/5. Well, he's making your leader look silly right now. Where's the Kagan the dragon deck, right? Where I've got a 5 attack, or something. I'm just being facetious, right? But you guys get hopefully y'all get my point. I'm going to try to wrap it up there. I'm not trying to be too critical. I think this game looks awesome. I think it has tons of potential, and it looks like a lot of fun. I love the art in it. It looks really cool. And the mechanics seem pretty good, too. Pretty fine-tuned. It looks like they've got this game pretty well figured out. It definitely has a flow to it, it seems, especially from the playtesting that I saw. I like the Clash Grounds being big buffs. I like the accessory zone, like I said. I like the way resources are. I just don't like that they're played upside down. So that way when you're tapping them, now they just, when you're exerting them or engaging them or whatever the technical word is in this game, when you're tapping them, just use the old school Magic term, for resources to play your stuff from your hand, well, now they just look like characters that are tapped. I just hate that. I'm sorry, guys. I'll never get over that. I'll still give the game a try, of course, but it gets under my skin. Basic actions. Yeah, the game looks really excellent. This tutorial was excellent. I have a very good idea just from watching this. It's short, not even 3.5 minute tutorial. Hang on, I gotta hit play. Mind your ears.
Weapons can bolster.
You got the weapons here. You know, like I said, I really like the accessories. I like drawing to 8 cards for the beginning. Another thing that I noticed when I was watching the playtesting of this game is it seems like a lot of cards replace themselves. Like a lot of cards draw as a result. Right, like one of these cards we even looked at had that, didn't it? I don't know. I can't remember now, but it seemed like a lot of these cards will draw to replace itself after it's used, which is really, really cool. But yeah, this I think the game has a lot of potential. But I will say this, that I think overall, should leave it on this one, looks cleaner. Overall, I think there's a lot of things I would like to change about this game, but I know, you know, it's not up to me. I'm not the one making the game, but there are a few things that, like I said, that, you know, I'm not exactly happy about with this game, but again, I'm going to keep it in my peripheral. I'm going to keep my eye on this game. I want to give it a try for myself. Who knows? I might absolutely love the game. And, you know, there's been mechanics in games in the past that I could not stand that I still put up with if it's a good game. So, you know, I just want to mention that. I'm not just going to, like, dismiss this game because, oh, I don't like the way the resources are. No, you know, of course I want to give it a try. Let me turn this lo-fi back on for the end here. But, yeah, I think the game looks good overall and that I can't wait to give it a try. Sorry to sound like a broken record. And I really want to know what you guys think about this game. Like, if whoever's listening, please leave a comment in the comment section below telling me what you think about it. Am I crazy? I mean, like, does it seem like a few of the things I mentioned were a little rough, like the leader only having 1 attack? That was kind of the thing I felt about, what's it called? Grand Archive. I was very upset with the fact that, you know, it seems like the leader just swings for 1 or something. It's not very exciting. You know, I'm used to, like, in One Piece where it's like, okay, we're at the climax of the game and I just have to put all my Dawn on one character and just, good luck, here we go, smash. Not good luck, but you know what I mean. Like, it's time to just wreck shop. Whereas, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Like I said, I'd really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please leave a like and a subscribe. I love making these videos. So, all right, guys, until next time, be good, stay safe, and peace.